It is a very exciting time of year. We are getting closer and closer to the Mr. Olympia event, just over 3 weeks away from the most prestigious bodybuilding show of the year, the 2023 show. I did my competitors list for the open class, and then I grouped it up into some callouts. We're going to do the exact same thing with the 212 division and run through these competitors, obviously, but introduce you to number one, Sean Clarita. He is number one for a reason. He is the champion. He was qualified for this event back in 2020 when he very first won the Olympia 212 division title. So yes, he is your man to beat, and he hasn't been sitting, twiddling his thumbs, eating bonbons. He has been competing. We've seen him at the Arnold Classic. Come on, get to the chopper. And no, he didn't win, but you know what? He did okay. He got like fifth, I think. Fifth, things of that nature. So he is your man to beat. Number 2 on the list is Kamal Algarne. We've seen him win the Olympia Masters division in the open class. So if you're gonna ask me, is he gonna compete in 212 or open? I'd like to see him compete in the open. Finish off his career. He's gonna look his best in the open, right? But it's hard to say. I'm gonna do my call outs, things of that nature, as if he did not enter the 212 division. But like I said, he can enter anytime he wants. He won back in 2019, so he's qualified even before Sean Clarita was, but I guess they were both qualified before. If you smell what Bob Ciccarello is a cooking. So I assume Clarita will be going to the Open. Competitor number 3, Felipe Fierro, and I put him before any of the top 5 from last year's guys because he was qualified for this event before the Olympia last year at the Shore Pro Cup Argentina, I believe. Hard to find any pictures of that event, but high hopes for Felipe. Competitor number 4. Now we get into last year's top 5. This was Angel Calderon. He got second. Last year. Of course, Kamal placed third. But, he was already qualified before the event. So I put him before Felipe. But Angel Calderon, he got second last year, guys. This is Ahmed Ashkunani, and he is a beast. He's a monster of a man. And he got fourth last year. And to my knowledge, the 212 top 5 are qualified for the following year, such as the Open. But having said that, Ashkunani, he qualified anyway. He won the Saudi Classic Pro. So kudos to him. He hasn't been sitting around, like I said, eating bonbons. Competitor number 6, Ole Krivy, and this is the last of your top 5. He placed 5th at the Olympia, but much like a lot of these guys, except for Angel Calderon, he was competing. He won the Europa Spain. So yes, he's on fire. He's on fire. Competitor number 7, Felipe Moriaz, I believe his name is. He actually is an Olympian, but he placed 8th. He placed 8th last year, so he did have to qualify, which he did at the Sao Paulo Pro. Competitor number 8, Kareth Bajo. He brought such an improved package to that New York Pro. Wow. And he was already on the radar, for a first call-out situation at the Olympia. So keep your good eye on him. He got 7th last year, the Olympia. Food for thought. Piotr Borecki. He's the Toronto Pro champion. I believe he used to be a frigging physique guy. And he does have a heck of a physique. Your Toronto Pro champion. Competitor number 10, Andrei Melnikov. He's your Shiru India champion. So yes, that is quite a list of gentlemen. Now let's go over to the other side. Competitor number 11, Roman Iushanku. and he is very impressive. He is your Mr. Big Man. Mr. Big Evolution Champion, John Jewett. John Jewett, he won the Atlanta Pro, rather. He just competed in the Open. If he can make weight, he will be doing quite well for himself at this year's Olympia, I do believe. Chris Jones, a wild card. I love this guy's physique. He's the Chicago Pro Champion. Did not see him coming at that show, and he could shock some people. Fabrizio Moreira, he's your Tampa Pro Champion. Tongue twister and a couple. Very impressive body parts. Look at the arms on this guy. Very impressive. I've been noticing this guy get better and better for years. Nasser Mohammed. What can I say? Nasser Mohammed, competitor number 15. He's your Shiru Classic champion. He's an Olympian too. Keon Pearson. Lot of buzz around this guy. What a physique. Can he bring that type of conditioning to win this event? Well, if he does, I think he can. With the physique that he has. Competitor number 17, Hidetada Yamagishi. He is your Masters Mr. Olympia, or your Masters Olympia, if you want to reserve just this event for Mr. Of course, there is people that only count the Open class as the Mr. Olympia. Hey, if I met any of these guys, I would call them all Mr. Competitor number 18, Hassan Callout. Karate. Look at his heart-shaped biceps, reminiscent of like an Al Beckles, or even a things of that nature. Yeah, he was your Van City Pro Champion. Last but most certainly not least, good old Radoslav Angelov. He's been around for a while. The Bulgarian sensation. Very impressive indeed. He won your Balkan Grand Prix. But as you can see here, he was an Olympian. I believe him and Nasser placed 11th and 12th. 12th and Blinker. 12th and 13th, I think. Something of that nature, I think. But anyway, this is not my official predictions. When I do my prediction video for the 212 and the Open for that matter, I'm just going to list off my top 10s, my top 12s, probably top 10 for 212. That's a lot of numbers. But let us begin with some call-outs. And with all due respect to all 5. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of these guys. But I believe this will be your last call-out. This is the Felipe Fierro gentleman that was qualified even before the Olympia. Hassan Callout. We just seen that guy with his heart-shaped biceps. Chris Jones. Very impressive. I underestimated him before. Probably could again. We have Hidetada Yamagishi. I like this guy's physique, and I really like this gentleman as well. He's he's been around for forever. And there is Andrei Melnikov. He rounds off this little package of talent. I'm here to tell you, this is the Olympia guys. So with all due respect, one or two of these guys, namely Jones or Hidetada, both of those guys could very well get into this pack here. And these guys, this is like your third call out, I believe. These gentlemen are going to be trying, one of them anyway, trying to get into the top 10 situation at the Olympia. And if you can get into your top 10, who knows? Fabrizio Moreira. He's your Tampa, like I said, pro champion. He's shorter. I didn't size these correctly, guys, so don't, you can get on me if you want to comments. Just go ahead. Only hopes with views. Nasser Mohammed. Haven't seen him nail it at the Olympia, I don't think. Radoslav Angelov. And round this one off with Piotr Borecki. And he could surprise you. Former physique to 212? Wow, what a difference. Size and muscle. So yes, any one of these guys, or let's just say the guy that's going to win between these gentlemen, could get into this group here. And then this is a sweet spot to be in. This is your second call out. And I could be wrong on a couple of these instances, baby please. But we have Roman Iushenko. He's your Mr. Big Man. Mr. Big. Very impressive. And if you haven't seen his repertoire of shots, go check them out. He's going to surprise a lot of people. Ole Krivy. I got him out of the top 5. Interesting, considering that he did get into that package. That's maybe a bit of a bad spot for him to be predicted in. But keep in mind, guys, this isn't my final predictions. I'll do one more prediction video. We'll say a week before, or the week before the Olympia, what have you. Felipe Moreira, this guy, or Moraes, he is very impressive also. Baby, please. So keep your good eye on him for sure. And then we have John Jewett. And John is a guy, I mean, he's been competing at the Olympia for years, guys. I think he got as high as 8th, or 8th. I think he got as high as 4th. I think he placed even 4th at one of those Olympias back a few years ago. But haven't seen him in a while. Just competed in the Open, and man, oh man, if his last appearance reflects this, his 212 division, if he even decides to compete, he could shock this field. He could even get out of this pack and into Voyos. And this is it. This is your first call out. And every one of these gentlemen, and I know I have 5 guys here, they probably usually only do 3. But if you remember the Olympia last year, they had maybe 6 guys in that first call-out situation. And I do believe all 5 of these guys could win the Olympia. The other grouping could get into this situation, but I don't think any of those guys could win it. Every one of these guys, including Ahmed Ashkunani, Kareth Bajo. Of course, the champion can win it. Sean Clarita. Angel Calderon, placing 2nd last year, puts him into a paper situation. On paper, he is your number 1 contender, I guess. Then we got Keon Pearson, a sensation that hit the nation. But can he get into the type of condition of your Kareth, of your Angel Calderons, of even your Ashkanani? Of course, physique-wise, he is going to defeat the Ashkananis, but it's going to be a battle between condition and physique. It's got to be a guy who has the whole package, the whole 9 yards, to be able to even come close to this Sean Clarita. Let's face it, he's not only a champion, he is a very special champion, one of only 2 men in history to lose an Olympia title, to regain it the following year, or year after, what have you. I guess it doesn't really matter how many years they wait. If Brandon Curry does it this year, it'll be the same thing. So Sean Clarita, he is a very special bodybuilder. And it's going to take a very special performance from one of these guys. Now, of course, like I said, Angel Calderon, he could be your number 1 contender, considering he placed 2nd, but he didn't compete all year. That can make or break you. That could very well be the best thing. But for a guy like that, I think he's used to competing a lot. Kareth Bajo, his New York Pro performance, I mean, that put everybody on notice, even the open class competitors. Ashkunani, I mean, he's going to be the biggest guy out there. If he's the most conditioned, could be trouble. Look for a 3-peat title, or even a title change. I guess that's the only 2 options, isn't it? Anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. That's where I believe the callouts will be landing. If I get a couple wrong, I mean, I'm sure it's not that off. I'm sure none of these guys are going to fall into that last callout. I can guarantee you that. Hit thumbs up on the video. Love and appreciate all your views, comments, things of that nature, agreements and disagreements as well. Have a great one, guys.